Under the moonlight, I followed the red balloon. Through the pine forest, over the old bridge that crossed Three Bears Creek, and across the abandoned mouse field that bordered a neighboring farm, where cows marched into the night sky. Together we traveled, my helium-filled companion and I, until our path met an imposing castle of a house. I hesitated forward in the face of this brick behemoth, but the crimson sphere wafted onward, and my feet followed inward, letting the house envelop me. Flooding the foyer of the decrepit mansion was a deafening blackness, as if some ancient dark from a time before time was resting there. The red balloon floated up, and as it rose it unveiled a staircase. Intoxicated with curiosity masquerading as bravery, I climbed the spiraling spine of the cavernous palace. As my feet touched the last step, I hurriedly strode into the approaching hall, anxious to be rid of that ancient twisting antiquity. Down the corridor, the balloon waltzed, and I cautiously kept pace. We passed a room smelling of fur, and I thought I heard a faint meow, but as I looked into the empty doorway, I spied only a pair of mittens, a comb, and a brush. No fur, no eyes. No living thing seemed to inhabit that room. The balloon stopped at a chamber lit by a strange green essence, although no bulb or source of light was present. This room we entered. It was a peaceful-looking place, with a neatly made bed to one side and a dollhouse towards the rear. A clock seeming just a hair too loud ticked with each thumping sound.
Hush!
Emanated from the corner.
Hush!
A woman's voice pleaded with me in a desperate tone, though I still couldn't see a face in the dark corner where the sound came from. She advanced towards me from the shadow as I observed her form. I would have turned away if I hadn't been gripped by claws of paralysis. The whisperer was draped in an old-fashioned nightgown, in her hands a bowl of porridge. But her face, it wasn't there. Looking in my direction was nothing more than a pair of holes in a rabbit's mask. Shuddering in terror, backing away from the mysterious entity, my retreat was cut short by a feeling of cold rubber on my neck. The balloon hovering in the doorframe.
You needn't fear or worry about what I would do to you.
The rabbit-faced thing conveyed.
Rather, it is my son that you should seek refuge from.
Quivering in shock, I managed to utter, "Your son?" Her voice did not waver.
He is a very naughty boy. It is he who haunts this tomb, and it was his forgotten diary you humans discovered and foolishly published so long ago. He is my son, and he is hungry.
The glow in the room flickered, and the air behind me shivered as a groan coming from everywhere began to bleed down the hall towards the door where I stood. "Good night, Mother."
Bye.